Hello and welcome back to the WGL APAC Season 1. We're now into match number 3 for today. This is match number 3 of Phase 2 as well. So we've already seen our 4 bottom teams knocked out of the competition.
That's right.
And now things are starting to heat up. We've just seen Horsemen take out Meltdown, and a bit of a surprising result, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. 5-2. Obviously, we both picked Meltdown to take it out 5-2, but it was the other way around. So,
Yeah.
Well, what do we know, I guess? But Horsemen definitely pushing it to the next level of their current kind of lineup, I suppose. You know, that they have been looking a little bit shaky leading up until, well, that last match, I guess, and the last couple of weeks, but really took it to Meltdown there and looked convincing in their wins.
Yeah, they definitely did. It was a good result for Horsemen, a very good win, and they did seem very comfortable up against Meltdown there. So, I mean, yeah, good stuff coming out from Horsemen, but now we'll turn our eyes towards our next matchup. It's going to be Team Efficiency and the Coalition Zoo. I feel like this one could potentially be a little bit closer.
Oh, this is going to be tricky to call Team Efficiency and TCZ. I mean, they're two kind of fairly evenly matched teams, I think, right? Kind of around the middle of the ladder, going into Phase 2. So it should be close.
Yeah, it definitely should be. Team Efficiency, obviously, we saw playing up against Coalition Zoo on Thursday of this week, and they went 5-3 in the favour of Team Efficiency. And at the moment, Efficiency finding themselves in position number 3.
Yeah, so in number 3, I think they're going to be looking to keep that spot. Right, let's not beat around the bush with that, because that is a very valuable spot on the ladder. And I think, in terms of players to focus on for the Team Efficiency lineup, definitely got to turn your eyes to Party, turn your eyes to maybe Safi and Skell to make some big plays. You know, Bolognese as well, Benjamin James Boller, where he gets his name from, I guess.
I suppose.
I guess, but yeah, definitely lots of strong players on the Team Efficiency lineup, and look, I think, again, we always mention how Team Efficiency are a momentum-based team. They thrive on momentum. They do really well if they've won a couple before a game. And I think that's going to be the crucial element here, up against TCZ, because TCZ, you know, they're a bit of a brick. You know, quite often they are very consistent, can play just their style of tanks very, very well, very convincing tanks. So that's going to be the key.
Yeah, I mean, Efficiency should be feeling pretty comfortable coming into this one. They've taken out Coalition Zoo just recently, 5-3, so they should be feeling pretty good. But obviously, Coalition Zoo will be wanting to turn things around. They're sitting at number 6 on the ladder, and they'll be definitely wanting to be moving up towards, well, their 4th position, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So Coalition Zoo right there, with Madhouse as, well, as the one to focus on, I think, as well as Crazy B. We always see Crazy B making some big plays, but overall, Coalition Zoo, they have lots of members that kind of make the big plays on their lineup. So have to look at all of them, Jordan, I guess. So in terms of map picks as well, you know, Coalition, they like the kind of more brawly style maps. They like Himmelsdorf. You know, they like, I guess, Mines, where they can get into a nice early brawl on the hill as well. And then they also like the maps like Steps. They're quite a big fan of Steps as well. So Team Efficiency on the other hand, you know, Prokhorovka, Ruinberg, they're the maps that we say when we think of Team Efficiency. So I'll definitely be looking to get on towards those ones early on to get a good start and get the momentum.
Yeah,
going.
definitely the two teams have really different map pools, I suppose, is pretty fair to say. So it would be good to see how what sort of like the map picks are going to be coming out into this one, because really I think that's going to play a bit of a part throughout this series. And obviously, Coalition Zoo, maybe you could say slightly favoured in that aspect, given that they've got a few strong maps, whereas the guys on Efficiency more so seem to just have 2 maps which are really good, and the rest of their map pool is just, you know, yeah, pretty good, but not great.
Yeah, I think so. So, Coalition Zoo, look, like we said, you know, they don't require as much momentum as Team Efficiency. So coming in towards this one, I think they're going to be a little bit more relaxed. They definitely want to get that spot up in the ladder, though. You know, I don't think they're going to be too happy with, earlier on in the season, you know, they were at 2nd spot in the ladder. You know, at one point. So they really will be looking to take out the full 3 points win here against Team Efficiency and boost themselves.
Yeah, we definitely have seen a lot of shifts throughout, well, the first 5 and now into the 6th week in terms of that ladder. At one stage, Horsemen looked like they were going to be the second rung below Gaming, and then, as you mentioned, Coalition Zoo had a bit of a boost around the middle stages, and now, well, Team Efficiency sitting in number 3, but Meltdown has taken themselves up to number 2 quite convincingly as well. So, still a lot to play for here, because obviously nothing's set in stone here, and the top 4 spots, all important.
Definitely. All important indeed, as we, now that we've started phase 2, of course, we have to start kind of setting our eyes towards finals, and realistically speaking, they're not too far away. So these teams definitely going to be looking towards them and looking to secure their spots near the top of the ladder so that they can have a chance to get into them.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, looks like we're ready to get underway here for now with our first map of the day between Efficiency and Coalition Zoo. Looks like it's going to be Cliff.
Yes,
now,
Cliff.
That's, I'm going to assume, coming out from Efficiency. It's not a map Coalition likes to play. It's not a map they're good on. And it is a map that Efficiency has played previously.
Yeah, look, Cliff, I think Coalition Zoo will be interesting to see them, how they go on Cliff this time against Efficiency, because obviously, like you said, statistically, they're not great at it. They've only played it, twice, I think, and lost both times. And they vetoed it 3 times as well, so definitely not a map that they're happy playing.
No, definitely not.
I
2
guess.
TVPs on the side of Team Efficiency. They get off into a really early brawl, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe those TVPs
could be a factor.
Be a bit of a factor, yeah.
Definitely, but of course here, this is Cliff with the lighthouse in the middle, little mound over on the eastern, or rather western side of the map, we should say. Let's roll out, and I love TCZ's camo every single time I see it. The pink and yellow, and a little bit of white camo as well.
Definitely grown on me since I first saw it.
It is something to be feared. But right now we do see Team Efficiency getting spotted out a little bit, but all of Coalition Zoo's been spotted.
Yeah, Dexter, he did a great job of actually not taking any shots there. I felt for sure he was going to get lit up, but in the end just gets below that mound, and now Team Efficiency have a massive advantage because they've spotted out all of those tanks, and immediately you can see LeChippy takes a huge amount of damage to start off. A great advantage early on for Efficiency.
Yeah, good start there by Team Efficiency. I thought maybe they could have capitalised on it a little bit more, but that's not going to be the case. In the meantime, Team Coalition Zoo have almost all of their tanks on this central mount here. Raymond 350 is just waiting at the back and maybe waiting to spot any Team Efficiency members that come up that hill and try and go for a bit of a flanking manoeuvre, of course, because they don't know where all of Team Efficiency are. They've only spotted out sort of half of them so far. Moore and Bolognese spotted at the moment. And Coalitions are not really looking to push in towards them. Of course, they don't have to. Coalition are on the defensive side right here. So I think TE should be able to kind of get the lay of the land, get a few more spots on towards the Coalition Zoo, and then decide what they're going to do after.
Yeah, Bolognese is trying to make some moves up over this hill, but if he gets a little bit too aggressive here, he's going to be punished for it. It's a difficult situation to find himself in. Moore, in fact, is actually going to take a couple of shots. So, yeah, a bit of a response now from Coalition Zoo onto Efficiency.
A bit of a strong response as well, because Coalition Zoo, they have managed to almost even up the HP pools. In fact, almost exactly the same. 30 HP is all that's in it between these two guys at the moment, with Coalition at 11.1k, Team Efficiency at 11.1k, total HP as well. But in terms of positioning, we aren't seeing anything too crazy coming out from either of these teams, as Coalition are just going to be kind of moving up and down the hill at the moment, just poking up and down, seeing if they can keep the spots on towards Bolognese. Safi is actually up on the top here, but TCZ probably aren't going to be too worried about Safi because they don't have anyone like in a perfect cone of fire for him.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be quite as impactful as we've seen in the past when the Bat Chats get up on the hill, like on EL Gaming's match yesterday when we saw EL put 2 Bat Chats right at the top of the lighthouse here and absolutely decimate. It's going to have less of an impact.
Well, Raymond 350 might be in a spot of bother if Safi spots him out, but yeah, you're right. I don't think Safi is going to be as impactful maybe up there as some of the other times we've seen tanks up in that position, just because of where Coalition Zoo are holding at the moment. And Efficiency, I mean, they got off to a pretty quick start, But now things are just slowing down once again, and neither team wants to be the one to make a push in. It's looking like Moore's going to be rotating around the side there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. There's more over near that 2 flag at the moment, which is an interesting rotate. That could actually be very useful for the Coalition Zoo. So what he could do is just poke out and spot all of the Coalition Zoo, and then Team Efficiency could actually pull the trigger and go on towards him. It's looking like some shots are already fired. Moore has been spotted, and TCC are going.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be the other way around. Moore spots them out, but Coalition Zoo is the one to make the move. Perhaps not the greatest of ideas, as they've walked right in here and getting absolutely destroyed. Bolognese does go down there for Team Efficiency. Madhouse already had gone down. Pixel now goes down as well. It's a 2-for-1 in the favour of Efficiency. Now 2-for-2. Coalition Zoo trying to bring this one back, and they've actually picked up another kill as well. But their HP pool is just lacking a little bit. Moore's going to come in here, picks up an easy kill onto Crazy B. Might be able to get Roby1 Kenobi as well. See how this one turns out. No, Roby1 Kenobi gets behind the building safely, but Moore should be able to chase him down quite easily in the end.
Yeah, should be able to with that one shot. Does need to hit it though, and he will. So good job there by Mr. Moore at the moment. The Coalition Zoo only have 3 tanks remaining. Le Chippy, Joke, and Raymond 350. And, well, they pushed in towards Team Efficiency, and that just did not work. Even though, technically speaking, Team Efficiency did not have more to back up their main forces. Coalition Zoo just not able.
I think Moore actually got a couple of shots off from around the back before that fight started.
Yep.
So, you know, he did actually have a bit of an impact on that fight, even though he wasn't really in it.
Right.
And it was an easy cleanup in the end there for Efficiency. Now 3 versus 4. I mean, it's still not over, but it's definitely heavily weighted in the favour of Efficiency here.
Yeah, now it's a 2v4. Team Efficiency should be able to clean this one up. Only Joke, and now only Raymond alive. But oh no, Safi! Oh, is he going to tip his tank over?
I think so.
Yes, he is. So
that's a little bit of a fail.
That is a pretty big fail. It's not going to matter so much as Safi making the APAC plays. But
that's an APAC play indeed.
That's an APAC play.
But Efficiency pick up the win nonetheless. It was a good result for them. A pretty comfortable win in the end there. It took a little bit to get going, but once the fight started, Efficiency never looked like they were going to lose that.
Yeah, exactly. Simple as that. And, well, Team Coalition Zoo, they didn't really have many choices when they spotted Moore behind them. Moore made that excellent flank, and you know, when a bat chat appears behind you, you don't really have many options.
No, you just got to get out of there, really. And Coalition Zoo, I liked what they did. Obviously, charging over there and taking to the fight to Efficiency, trying to split them up and trying to get more out of the fight there, but obviously just took a little bit too much damage before they were able to do that, and the execution wasn't quite there. So Coalition Zoo, yeah, the decision making wasn't so bad. Maybe the mechanics not quite there. Swapping over to the second half, I don't think I don't think that tells us all that much. Like, Team Efficiency got the win, but it certainly still feels like a Coalition Zoo could come up with a win there on Cliff as well.
Yeah, I think so. Coalition Zoo, I mean, I don't think they're quite as comfortable in these lighter, faster, more mobile tanks as Team Efficiency are, to be quite honest. TCZ, they're the team that we always see, pick these E100s, but there's super heavy lineups. So that could be a factor in it as well.
Alrighty, well, let's have a look at the replays here and see how it turned out for Efficiency. This was a good play from Moore.
Yeah, excellent bit of play here from Moore, just coming up and really, essentially, single-handedly being able to clean up 2 members of the Coalition Zoo and really get those guns off the field. And particularly Roby1 Kenobi, when you're a tank with what I think 4 or 5 shots left in the auto loader, just being able to take that out. It's a lot of damage.
That looked like a controlled descent, but he kind of lost it at the end.
Yeah. Oh, poor Safi. Poor Safi.
In the end there, I got to say, Moore really coming up big for Efficiency, and I think maybe the damage charts will show that. But even if he's not up towards the top of the damage charts, I mean, he was definitely the one to open up that game for Team Efficiency.
I think so. Definitely. And, I mean, Moore, if we had to give an MVP prize to that match, it would have been him. But I wonder how much damage he actually dealt.
Me too. Let's have a look and see what he was doing, and there you go. No questions about it.
Yeah, there we go. 3.1 thousand damage in his bad chat, 12 shots, and, well, a good percentage of those definitely hit and definitely went through, as we can tell from the damage. And on the Team Coalition Zoo side, only Joke and Lechippy up in the top 7, unfortunately. But good to see those Tier 9 batch outs driven by Dexter and Skell up there as well. But the rest of Coalition Zoo, 10, 11, 12, 13th and 14th on the scoreboard, which is definitely suboptimal.
Well, yeah. You're never going to have a win when you're not doing the damage. Well, unless you get a easy cap or something like that, but highly unlikely. So efficiency starting off well. We
Good
did
start.
expect
They
coming
needed
into it that Cliff was going to be a map that they might have the advantage on, though.
Yes, exactly. And like we said, Coalition not really a team that thrives on maps like Cliff. They really, more so like the maps where they can pick those E100s, can pick those heavier tanks, play it a little bit slower, but when they have a lot of kind of steel to back up their strategies, that's when it really works.
So do you think it'll be a 2-0 here on Cliff?
I will be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-0 here on Cliff. For team efficiency,
yep.
I mean, that's the thing with Cliff. I still think it's a map where, as long as it is a really good gauge of a team's general skill level, because when it comes down to it, if you both engage each other, at the start of a map, then it's just a matter of shot calling and individual skill and focus fire. Exactly. So in that respect, anyone can win Cliff if they're a better team, and I think Team Coalition Zoo do have the chance to do that. But whether team efficiency will let them, or whether they'll stay on top of their game, maybe bust out some different strats on the defensive side, I think we'll have to wait and see.
Well, let's see if they are going to bust out any crazy tank picks coming out here. It's looking pretty normal across the board.
Yeah.
T49 for efficiency, don't mind that.
I always like the T49. You can't go wrong with it really here on Cliff. It's just a super solid tank, and none of those Team Coalition Zoo bat chats are going to be wanting to run into it at all, because when you run into a T49, you take 700, 800, 900 even damage from that giant derp cannon that it has on it. And it's that TVP, that team efficiency picking as well, worked last time, so why not pick it again, I guess. But let's take a look at how Coalition Zoo are rolling out here on Cliff, and it's looking like they are heading right towards the center of the map with just about all of their tanks, and team efficiency doing something fairly similar. I wonder if Team Coalition Zoo will be potentially waiting at the back, or will just push through.
Dexter might be able to get a couple of shots off onto Roby-1 Kenobi here, who's already been spotted out, but no, Dexter is going to be spotted as well. So it seems like we're going to have a fairly similar setup to what we saw last game, where it's just a bit of a stalemate on this hill.
Yeah, interesting. And this time, though, team efficiency, they actually have their tanks spread out quite a fair bit more than Team Coalition Zoo did in that last game. So Safi's waiting all the way back near that 2 flag. We've got Skell in that T49 looking down the 2 line, so blocking off any kind of flanks that might happen from there. And I think JP Xerxes sitting where was that Raymond sat last time for Team Coalition Zoo. At the moment, though, Madhouse making a sneaky ascent to the top of the lighthouse, and should be able to get a nice overwatch position from there.
Yes, he's going to be occupying much the same position that Safi was on the team efficiency attacking side. Though this time it doesn't seem like Coalition Zoo will be the one to send the flanker around through the eastern side of the map. At least at the moment they're not making any moves to do so.
Yeah, no, they're not. So, yeah, looking like they're just going to be keeping it on the straight right now. I like Skell's positioning, though, in that T49. He's pushed up a little bit, identified that there are no Team Coalition Zoo threats down that 2 line, and instead will be actually rotating a little bit Team Coalition Zoo, so maybe looking for a bit of a 2 flag push, but Madhouse has got to be careful here in this bat chat, because Bolognese and Dexter have come to the top of the lighthouse here, and well, they're looking for a fight.
Yeah, they're really challenging him for that position. Now you can see Roby-1 Kenobi is rotating around through the eastern part of the map. Joke as well. Neither of them is spotted. Actually, Raymond is following up too. So Safi potentially going to be in a spot of bother here very shortly. Raymond has been spotted out now. Party might be able to offer a bit of help to Safi, but definitely an interesting passage of play about to come out here.
Yeah, so Team Coalitions are actually almost backing out a little bit there. So looks like they might have just been using that to gather a bit of intel as to where Team Efficiency were and gain a bit of map control. Obviously, on a map like Cliff, vision is so important for these teams. They need to kind of know the lay of the land before they chase down any or make any big pushes in towards the other side of the map. So... Oh no, and Madhouse, he's been set on fire. I think that was a shot from Skell.
It must have been a shot from Skell. Yeah, look, Skell's on the reload as well, so Madhouse getting absolutely wrecked by the T49. And that's a long shot for a T49 to hit as well.
Massive shot for a T49.
You'd be cheering as Skell if you hit that shot.
Yeah. And, well, he could be getting ready to try and hit another one, which would be pretty amazing to see. Madhouse, though, he's not going to be able to take another one because he's only on 393 HP. And I think that one set him on fire as well, that first one. So really, really nice shot there from Mr. Skell. And already, essentially, dealing more damage than his tank has in hit points with that T49. So made his tank worth it already.
Yeah, definitely. And to get that much damage out of a tier 8 off the very first shot you fire is always going to be worthwhile. So now Crazy B just trying to put a bit of blind fire in the direction of Skell there. It's not bothered Skell all that much, to be honest. And I mean, there's 5 minutes 40 left here on the clock, but Coalition Zoo are going to have to start to make a move shortly. And with a tank that low already off the bat, it's really not going to be easy for them to come back into this one.
Yeah, it's not looking too great for the Coalition Zoo, but of course the point is the gun is still on the field. Let's not forget. And Madhouse, well, a Batchat gun can deal a lot of damage, particularly when all of your crew and all of your modules are still intact. That's a pretty key thing there for Madhouse. So apart from that HP, he's not actually missing anything. He's not missing any damage, not missing any reload time, accuracy, etc.
It definitely could be worse for Coalition Zoo at the moment, but yeah, it could be better as well. And Skell, he's ready. He's looking for another couple of shots here. He's just been firing them off with that T49 and hasn't yet managed to connect really, apart from that initial one. But he's an ever-present threat here for Coalition Zoo. Oh, joke. I thought he was going to go tumbling down the hill, but not quite.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad if Joke had done that, but...
It would have been pretty hilarious.
Yeah, well, that too. But Coalition Zoo, look, they do actually need to push pretty soon, to be honest. I was wondering why they didn't push it earlier when they actually went down that kind of 9 line, but, I mean, they're almost forgetting right now that they're on the attack. We've got 4 minutes and 15 seconds left, and...
Pixel's been spotted out, and he's going to take a shot there as well, and takes another one.
Oh, and that was the big T49 shell just landing behind him. But at the moment, with 4 minutes left on the scoreboard, Coalition Zoo are going to need to go in soon, and I think they should maybe do their 9-line push, try and surprise Team Efficiency, catching them out from behind.
Yeah, look, I mean, maybe they can catch Safi off and pick him up without taking too much damage. Although, it is difficult. I mean, he's kind of out in the open, but he's ready to retreat.
Yeah, Safi, look, at least he does have a bit of a rock for cover. And it is actually going to be quite hard to spot Safi here because he's hiding behind that little bush. Yeah. And while he's hiding behind the bush, obviously for those that do not know, you do get an increased camo value. So make your tank harder to spot from the enemy. And it can definitely stack well with the Batchat's default nice camo value. I think that was another miss there from that T49 of Skell.
Yeah, but he's still keeping the Coalition Zoo at bay for now. 3 minutes left on the clock here, Alex. That's sort of the marker where I feel if you don't push in at 3 minutes, you are in danger of running out of time if everything doesn't go to plan. Which, at a time like that, when you're pushing in and you're trying to scramble for some damage, things don't always go to plan.
Yeah.
You put yourselves in dangerous positions, and you do any sort of little mistake can really cost you. Coalition Zoo have let this timer run down so far, and it really feels like they're not going to be able to come into this one. With this much time left, how are they going to deal all the damage that they need to?
It's going to be very hard for them, there's no question about it. And what I don't understand is that they're still not going. 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and it looks like they're finally starting to group up and potentially starting to look for a push down towards that 2 flag. But at the moment, with team efficiency where they are, I just don't see how they're going to be able to take them all out. I mean, at this point, team efficiency could almost get away with just running away for 2 minutes.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't be a bad idea, I guess, from team efficiency, but the Bat Chat squadron is going to start to move forward here. Safi has been spotted out, but he's taken, well, he's dealt 2 shots over to Lachippy there and only taken 1. He'll be slowing things down here for Coalition Zoo, who have now started to get onto that 2-cap. Dexter in a great spot. Easy resets for him if he needs. He's going to get some free shots over to Joke, who should be going down shortly. This is not looking good at all for Coalition Zoo. Dexter, let's see if he can get that reset, and of course he can. Sitting up in a great spot. Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to go down to the T-49. Bolognese joining his teammate Dexter just to get some free damage across there. Really padding the stats, I think, at the moment. His team efficiency was there. Just doing a great job of completely shutting down Coalition Zoo here.
Yeah, there we go. So Coalition Zoo should be going down without much of a fuss here. Only 2 tanks remaining, Pixel and Madhouse. And surprise, surprise, like, I'm not sure why they left it that late. But at the end of the day, they will be handily taken down. Oh, Skell
with the ram.
Oh, beautiful. With the ram as well. And Bolognese trying to do a ram, but instead just dealing 1,700 damage to himself.
Well, 2-0 on Cliff there for team efficiency. Not too surprised. It's a good start for them. And we've already mentioned they're a momentum-based team. So getting off to a good start like that is going to pay dividends throughout the rest of this this series.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it, I don't think. And, I mean, for the rest of the series, I think, like, team efficiency are going to use that momentum. They should be able to really carry that through into their next map. And Coalition Zoo, they're not going to be too phased. You know, they've come back from worse before. I think it's safe to say. So going 2-0 on Cliff isn't the end of the world for them, particularly if it's team efficiency's map pick.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's going to bother Team Coalition Zoo all that much, but yeah, definitely we'll have to see what the second map is when we get there, and really then start to ascertain perhaps what's going to happen here for Coalition Zoo. But yeah, look, I mean, efficiency, don't really have anything bad to say about Cliff from them at all.
Yeah, and just taking a look back at last week, right? Team efficiency did make some pretty bad positioning mistakes in some of their matches last week, but we didn't see any of that right there on Cliff. So potentially, you know, they could have solved whatever problems they had in that department.
Potentially. Let's have a look at the replay and see how it worked out for efficiency. Definitely was a good start, and at this point, Coalition Zoo, I mean, they just had to go for something. They left it so late that desperate plays once again, and they didn't work out well. Safi did a good job from his position of just slowing things down and getting the damage across and surviving.
Yeah, and surviving, exactly. So, right there, I mean, it was all kind of signed, sealed and delivered by that stage, with team efficiency just in the perfect spot to prevent that cap from actually working. And there we go, a little ram from Skell.
Yeah, finishing the deal indeed there for team efficiency. But yeah, I mean, don't really have much else to say. I think team efficiency had a good start into both of those series, both of those rounds even, where they got off to, you know, they got the initial little bit of damage in the first one. In the second one, obviously the T49 working wonders. So across the board, I think the T49 did a fairly decent amount of damage. We'll have to have a look and see. Well, there you go.
Boys, there we go. Skell and the T49.
Skell, to be fair, Skell was talking himself up before this match started.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was. So, well, proving it right.
Yep. 2,500 damage in that one. Safi, 2.2k in the Bat Chats, and well, the rest of the Bat Chats got probably roughly the same amount of damage out, but Skell, I'm actually very impressed with that. 2,500, and
yeah. Tell you what, I'm not impressed by. It's pretty much all the damage numbers from the Coalition Zoo, in all honesty.
Only one Coalition Zoo member got above 1k damage. That is, that's pretty poor. I mean, literally, you could have, you could have driven an FE215B183 or an FE4005 here and dealt more damage than the Coalition Zoo did. That's not going to be happening. Shame we don't see those tanks sometimes, because when you think about it, an FE4005 or like an FE215B is just like a really big, slow T49.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, a good performance overall there from efficiency. 2-0 on the Cliff, which was the first map of today. Our second map today, Alex.
Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, indeed. Not too surprising coming out of Coalition Zoo.
Yeah, look, I like the Coalition Zoo on Himmelsdorf. You know, they pick some E100s occasionally. They sometimes go for the bit more of the standard picks, but they're comfortable on city maps for sure, and a lot more comfortable than they are on, you know, there's wide open maps like Cliff. So I think going towards this one, I would definitely be favouring Team Coalition Zoo. I think this is the map where they're going to be 2-0ing
Okay.
Team Efficiency. Even though Team Efficiency, I mean, look, honestly, I think most teams in this league are actually quite comfortable on Himmelsdorf.
Yeah. I'd say, if I'm not mistaken, it's the most picked map, the most played map.
And from memory as well, Himmelsdorf is actually the most even map in terms of stats as well, in terms of side balance.
Could be,
So,
or Ghost Town.
Or Ghost Town, actually.
Not sure which one.
Yeah. One of the two, but either way, both very kind of symmetrical maps, if you will, in terms of win rate. I think here, though, in terms of team efficiencies, tank picks, we're probably going to be expecting some, you know, AMX 50Bs. They might go with a couple of bat chats. They do occasionally like the bat chats on Himmelsdorf.
They have some good bat chat players, so it makes sense. Anyway, we'll have a look and see whether or not we're correct here. We'll have a look at the tank picks for the first half of Himmelsdorf. E100s, no surprise for Coalition Zoo.
Yep.
T110 E3, not really a surprise from Coalition Zoo. And really across the board, it's pretty standard picks coming out here. So, you know, are you going to go for the 2-0? You're going to lock in the 2-0 for Coalition Zoo? Or is it
I'm going to lock in the
1-1?
2-0 for Coalition Zoo, I think. I mean, you know, looking at Team Efficiency's lineup, it's a good lineup overall. I like the AMX 50B. They can send that AMX, sorry, the bat chat. They can send that bat chat right up until the hill, onto the hill early on. You know, the IS-7 can ding quite a few shots here on hills, and should work out quite well.
All right, well, I'm going to go 1-1. I think efficiency is good
1-1.
enough to pick up one half of Himmelsdorf. Coalition Zoo, for me, should be able to pick up the attack. So I'd say both teams on their attack should be able to get around.
Right, fair enough. Fair call, I guess, but I actually really don't like that T110 E3 there by Madhouse, I guess. So, see how that works out for the Coalition. At the moment, though, Team Efficiency rolling out with their bit more standard lineups. They have already got Mr. Safi in that bat chat up on the hill. And he's going to be making a few spots and actually getting spotted himself by Roby-1 Kenobi, I think. And that IS-4 might have spotted him out. Of course, difference between the IS-4 and the IS-7. Obviously, that IS-4 has that 122mm gun. A little bit more accurate, has generally a little bit better stats apart from alpha damage than the IS-7's 130mm cannon, which is a lot more of a typical Russian cannon in terms of it's big, not particularly accurate, and it does lots of damage.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pretty default setup here from Team Efficiency. They've got a nice even spread across the map, so just not going to walk into any sort of trap from Coalition Zoo unannounced. And, well, Safi's going to get a nice shot there onto Pixel. So it's a good start for Coalition Zoo, for Efficiency even. Not quite so great for Coalition Zoo. But yeah, look, Efficiency here, they just don't want to walk into anything without knowing where they're going to be heading. So for the moment, happy to just scout out the map and maybe wait for Coalition Zoo to make a mistake.
Yeah, which is a good move, I think, from Team Efficiency, playing it a little bit safe. They have got Skell down there scouting out the rail yard in his AMX 1390. And if we take a look at where the Coalition Zoo is positioned, as Pixel almost takes a shot from... Oh, he does actually get tracked by Bolognese there. And, well, it's only the Tier 8 tank, but it's got to be a little bit careful here, Pixel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's another shell from, I think, the hill, maybe. Just goes right past him.
It's definitely a little bit of a dangerous time here for Pixel in this position. He's already taken one shot to his HP. He's taken another shot to the tracks. Really, he's in a spot where he can continue to take damage. There you go, another one going to be ramming right into the turret there. 500 on his... well, in the end, Pixel is going to be going down. So a free pick in the end for Team Efficiency.
Free pick, good little pick there by Team Efficiency, and in taking down that AMX 1390, obviously they deny the map control to Team Coalition Zoo from around that rail line, which kind of gives them a little bit more room to maneuver. Obviously, we still have Crazy B and Madhouse, who has actually rotated there towards the rail line, and kind of in preparation for a potential push from Team Efficiency right there. But TE, they're slowly creeping up to the Coalition Zoo right here. Safi moving up the hill. Dexter's going to be going up the banana. We've got JP Xerxes spotting out Roby-1 Kenobi, looking for some trades there. These AMX 50Bs should be moving up pretty soon. So slowly but surely, Team Efficiency gaining control of the map, gaining vision, finding out where the Coalition Zoo's tanks are, and then pushing up.
This has been a well thought out attacking side so far from Team Efficiency. They haven't made any mistakes, and they've just been capitalizing on those small little errors that Coalition Zoo have made. And now, as you mentioned, they've gained control across a lot of the map. They have a lot of room to breathe and a lot of room to maneuver. This is looking very good for them on the attacking side here of Himmelsdorf. Coalition Zoo all trapped up in that northwestern part of the map. Team Efficiency should be able to pick up a win here. Even this early on, I mean, I know it's early to call, but they've just put themselves in such a good position.
Yeah, they have. And I think moving up towards that 2 flag right there, Team Efficiency should be able to get Skell on towards it. That is exactly what that AMX 1390 is for. Just to sit.
I like this. I like this. More party and bolognese. It's going to be so difficult for them to reset Skell now that Team Efficiency have got these 250Bs and, well, they've got 2 113s in this alley as well. I just don't see the situation where Coalition Zoo are going to be able to cross safely.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for them at all. And what they actually need to do, Coalition Zoo, is split their forces and send one, group of tanks down towards the D line so that they can kind of clamp around the Team Efficiency members. But exactly, you're right. Even then, it's going to be hard.
They have an IS-7 to deal with, which is in a hull-down position. Now Safi's on that 2-cap as well, quite safely. So Coalition Zoo essentially have to cross this street with 250Bs and 2 113s with their sights trained down in that direction. And yeah, sure, they've got the E100s, but the E100s are going to get absolutely roasted by these Team Efficiency tanks.
Yeah, this is not going to be great for these E100s. I do not envy Joke and Lachippy right now, as they are going to be moving towards the opening of the hill.
An excellent trap setup here from Team Efficiency. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Only 13 seconds. The E100s have to make their move. They're going to allow Roby-1 Kenobi to cross. They're going to take all that damage, but Lachippy is going to be going down here, and there will be a little bit of a back out there from Skell. He's decided to get off the cap. In the meanwhile, Safi has put a little bit of damage into Joke there as well, so all things considered, a very good trade there for Team Efficiency. They get the kill onto the E100. Yes, they have to give up that cap pressure, but really, Efficiency got what they wanted out of that, and that was another pick.
Yes, exactly. That's all they needed to do. They took out a large portion of hit points that were on Coalition Zoo's side, and now they're going to be turning right back onto the remaining Coalition Zoo members around here in this street, and they should be able to take them out with ease as Raymond 350 goes down. And, well, now the remaining members of Coalition Zoo, by the time they get to Team Efficiency, it's just going to be too little too late.
Yep, and Safi just still driving around the back of the 2-cap here is still being a bit of a pest. Madhouse has been caught off from behind, and those shots coming in from Safi are just going to be such a pain. Joke, of course, going to try and stop his teammate from taking damage, but really at this point, I think it's wishful thinking. Anything that they do in this sort of a situation, yeah, it might help them, but it's not going to help them enough, because in a 3 versus 7, you don't really have much chance.
Yeah, that is right. There's not going to be too much that a T110E3 can do, and that's honestly why I'm not a big fan of the T110E3. Look at that. It is suddenly made completely useless. Probably wouldn't have been able to do too much anyway, but with Mr. Roby-1 Kenobi going down.
Skell's in a bad way.
Skell's in a very bad way. Mr. Roby-1 Kenobi will be pointing his turret down to him, and, well, maybe Safi might be able to take him out, but
Skell's going to go down here, really, but... Or is he? He gets around into the cutout. He'll still go down. No, he won't.
See you later.
Oh, well. It really wouldn't have made much difference in the end. Team Efficiency in the end, though, going up 3-0, so off to a bit of a blistering start.
Yeah, without losing a tank there on Himmelsdorf. So very, very convincing win there from Team Efficiency, and I will be honest, I didn't expect that to be such a convincing win for them on a map that TCC love. You know, Team Coalition Zoo quite like Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the Coalition Zoo, yeah, the Himmelsdorf used to be a great map for them, but in recent weeks, it just seems like they haven't been playing it to their usual standard. And don't get me wrong, Team Efficiency completely outplayed them in that one. They
Yeah,
got they got the
100%.
map control. They got the positions that they needed. There was no answer for TCZ once the 50Bs and the 113s were in that alleyway. Nothing they could do. But it just seems to me like Coalition Zoo again just don't feel like the powerhouse that they might have used to have been on Himmelsdorf. And I don't know, maybe their stats were being inflated after versing some of those weaker teams on Himmelsdorf, something like that. But they used to be at like an 80% win rate on Himmelsdorf, and now down to 60%, even lower now considering team efficiency's just been able to take one. So I don't know.
It's very tricky. Like for that one there, they just let team efficiency have too much of the map.
Yeah.
You know, like they let team efficiency go wherever they wanted without punishing them. And then when it finally did come to try and get the cap reset, you know, they left it kind of late enough so that they had no choice but to drive around the open, you know, open street and have an E100 do one shot and then die.
The E100 had no chance at all there. And let's have a look at the replays here. This is the fateful moment. Lechippy and Joke, well, Lechippy in particular was just playing a bit of a shield there for his teammates. But really, when you're forced in a situation like that, you're never going to win. It's going to be a lose-lose.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't need to sacrifice, you know, an entire E100 from your lineup for that to work, I guess. But anyways, that will be team efficiency taking out that super convincing win and a Madhouse 101 in that T110 E3.
101.
Yeah, really didn't have much of an impact, I don't think.
No, not particularly. So, a good start on to Himmelsdorf for team efficiency, but I did say, you know, I thought a 1v1, a 1-4-1 was going to come out here.
Yeah.
With both teams picking up their attacking side. Well, team efficiency have fulfilled their end of the bargain. This time, Coalition Zoo going to be swapping over to the attacking side, and we know they're maybe not as strong on the defense as they are on the attack, so potential for them to come back here.
Yeah, potential. I think potential is the key word. But, you know, on the defensive side, it does make it easier for the Coalition Zoo because they... Oh, sorry, on the attacking side, it does make it easier for the Coalition Zoo because they can just, you know, push right on towards one of those flags and just... Even a standard 2-flag banana push, it's not easy to, you know, defend with. So that could work.
Well, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's have a look at the damage stats for that one. And I dare say we might be seeing an E100 with very low damage stats coming out there. And have a look at that. 6 out of 7 for team efficiency, up on the top 7.
And I'm surprised to even see Madhouse up there with, well, 3 shots, but could have very well have been 2 that actually went through potentially in that T110 E3. And yeah, the rest just team efficiency doing work. Party 3.1k damage, and well, yeah, that's a little bit depressing when both of your E100s only get 1 shot off 729 damage. It's not great.
Definitely not great. And Skell down there on 13 can be forgiven, given that he's in that 1390. Still put up a couple of shots for himself. So yeah, overall, good performance from efficiency on the attacking side of Himmelsdorf. Yeah,
I think so. But 3-0, I did not expect team efficiency to come off to a 3-0 lead here.
No.
You know, like, I thought Coalition Zoo would at least kind of hold a candle to them, but so far it's not looking like they're able to do that, really.
Well, to be honest, I mean, neither did I. I thought that it was going to be a 5-4 here in the favour of efficiency is what I predicted, but at the moment, efficiency looking like they could make it a 5-0 or a 5-1, something like that. A much more convincing result.
Yeah, right. Well, who knows? I guess maybe they will turn it all around right now. I'm not too sure what will happen, but one thing's for sure, they definitely need to, because otherwise team efficiency are going to run away with this game, and who knows, Helfish, we might even see a 5-0, you know, 5-0 again.
Well, potentially, depending on what maps come out. In reality, it's, yeah, don't know, we'll see. But definitely I agree with you. Coalitions who have to come back into this one. They have to get at least 1 round on their map choice.
And I suppose this is, again, similar to what we pointed out earlier. You know, when team efficiency start off well, they started off well on Cliff. It looks like they're carrying that through. Yeah,
definitely does. Let's have a look and see if they're going to be able to continue that on into round number 4. Second half of Himmelsdorf.
Oh, look at that. I really love Team Coalition Zoo's lineup here.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. 3 E100s, a 113, an AMX 50B, and 2 T10s. It was a T10, that Soviet Tier 9 Heavy, and has an amazing win rate so far in WGL APAC of what is it? I think from memory about
70%.
70.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. 70%.
Almost 70.
So it's pretty insane. Let's take a look at how they do right here.
Yep, Coalition Zoo making their way out on the attacking side, but Skell very quickly, aggressively into the southeastern corner of the courtyard. He will spot out all of these tanks if they push up through the banana. So good, aggressive, early scout coming out. And he hasn't spotted anyone out yet, but nor has he himself been spotted. So great position here for Team Efficiency to put Skell in. Yeah, he might get pushed in and go down, but if he does get pushed, Team Efficiency are going to be able to punish all of those Coalition Zoo players. And, well, look at all of these spots that Skell's going to be able to get here.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh,
this has definitely been a research play coming out from Team Efficiency. They've once again put themselves in a position to absolutely demolish Coalition Zoo, and that is not a good cross at all. The two AMX-50Bs of Team Efficiency had clear lines of sight right into that banana area. Coalition Zoo, well, a few of their tanks took 2 shots each. Can't complain about that for Efficiency.
Exactly.
Now Skell's going to fire a shot into the back of Raymond as well, just to put insult to injury.
That's not looking great. Well, at least Coalition Zoo, they are going to be able to make themselves
the
their way onto the
one
flag.
advantage that Coalition Zoo come into this battle with is the HP pool, and that's been nullified. Efficiency have actually got more HP now, even though they haven't got a single E100, and Coalition Zoo have got 3. Not to mention the RU251 and the Batchat instead of the 2 T10s even. So, yeah, not a good start for Coalition Zoo. I think that's fair to say.
Not great, but they are going to be able to make their way on towards the flag at least. And, well, the important thing is they've got all of the guns in the game.
That is correct. They do indeed. And they've got onto that cap. I mean, yeah, they've taken a fair bit of damage, but they still have plenty of damage to play with, and that's the beauty of the E100s. So it's not all over yet for Coalition Zoo. I might have been going a bit doom and gloom in reality, but they definitely still can win this one out. Although in saying that, Crazy B in the 113, he's down to 307 HP. That's going to make life incredibly difficult for Coalition Zoo. Lechippy takes another shot as well, and they do get a bit of back across to Efficiency, but certainly seems like Team Efficiency are winning these trades across the board. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Raymond's down now to 600 HP.
Going crazy right there, and I think, well, Team Coalition Zoo, it's looking like they are going to be kind of sitting fairly well together, so at least they're ready for a push from Team Efficiency. Joke actually going to be leading the charge and soaking up a few shots. I like that idea from Coalition Zoo, because Team Efficiency, it's going to be hard for them to focus down these E100s.
Here we go. The E100s starting to get involved here for Coalition Zoo. Dexter and Bolognese just getting caught off a little bit. Joke's going to fire a shot right into the Dexter there, and now Team Efficiency really need their AMX-50Bs to start getting involved, and you can see they are indeed doing that. Moore finds himself a double kill. Dexter should be going down here. He does to Roby-Wan Kenobi, but really, you feel like Coalition Zoo have sacrificed far too much throughout this entire round. Efficiency have looked fantastic on Himmelsdorf.
Absolutely. Team Efficiency absolutely dominating on Himmelsdorf after Cliff, and I don't think the Coalition Zoo here really are going to be able to pull it back in the next game either, because at the moment with only 3 tanks left, I fail to see how 2 low HP E100s and a T10 are going to be able to come back from this, Jordan.
No, not against 2 AMX-50Bs and a Batchat. And I mean, not to mention Skell and the RU251. Sure, he won't be doing that much damage, but I mean, he's going to still be hanging around, being a bit of a pain. Although Coalition Zoo have got themselves on the cap, so they're going to put a little pressure on Team Efficiency that way, but it should be some easy resets. Let's see what happens, though. Maybe Moore can get 1 shot?
Maybe.
Like, not 1 shot, but like by both E100s.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of alphaed by both E100s.
Yeah. Focused? I don't know. But yeah, he could potentially be in trouble if he gets both those shots from the E100s. No, Skell's just going to come in there and be a bit of a, again, a bit of a nuisance. Comes around the back, gets the resets on those difficult to hit targets, and yeah, there's no chance for Coalition Zoo here. Pixel down to 80 HP. Moore's going to be able to pick up Joke in the E100. It's Roby-Wan Kenobi on 1200 HP, but really, he's on his own.
Yep, there we go. So Team Efficiency should be able to close out Mr. Roby-Wan Kenobi. Maybe he'll be able to take out Party or Safi here, but against Skell and Moore. Maybe they'll go in once Party and Moore have actually reloaded. That's probably a solid idea there. But I like the idea of Obi-Wan Kenobi of actually trying to push through there. It was, you know, it's a kind of last-ditch effort which he had to try. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. It's not going to work. And team efficiency, 4-0.
Definitely coming into that one, they've had some sort of counter strat up against Coalition Zoo there. It was quite evident. Coalition Zoo were in no way, shape or form going to ever win one of those rounds.
Yeah, and you say counter strat there. I know for a fact that team efficiency, you know, they're one of the teams that really studies the replays of the last, the last week. So obviously they've been doing their homework because
that's quite evident.
Yes, it is very evident. And of course, you know, for anyone out there that wants to take a look at how these pros play, and you know, if you like a particular player and want to follow them a little bit more, then definitely head on over to whatreplays.com, and we have our very own dedicated section for the WGL APAC Pro Series Gold League.
Very useful. Helps us get all of our tank stats compiled. But let's have a look at the replays there for Himmelsdorf. And in reality, it's going to be all the team efficiency show. I got to say, yeah, we're going to see Bolognese go down there, but it was sort of a last-ditch effort there for Coalition Zoo. They had to get those E100s out to try and do a bit of damage, but in the end, the damage that they were able to deal wasn't enough.
Yeah.
The AMX 50Bs for efficiency, Moore and Party, just absolutely sublime.
Yeah. Crazy amounts of damage coming out there of the team efficiency, and we see JP Xerxes in that T110E5. It's like, again, when a T110E5 is forced into a situation like that, you just can't do anything in just an all-out brawl compared to something like an AMX 50B, compared to something like even a 113. So Coalition Zoo there just got eaten alive. I like this kind of last-minute, kind of last-ditch attempt, trying to salvage something from the game there by putting those two E100s in the T10 right in the corner. It was a good try for the three tanks that they had left, but at that point it was unfortunately just too late.
Yep, well, like I said, those AMX 50Bs are going to be the ones I expect to see up the top of the damage charts, and there you go, 5,482 coming out for Moore.
Oh my!
That is a lot of damage.
Oh my goodness. You know, the most damage that we've ever seen in WGL APAC is 5.5k.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do remember that was a FE215B183, or?
I think it was the AMX 50B, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Moore with that much damage going absolutely huge. And, well, at least this time the TCZ E100s kind of pulled their weight, so to speak, and got a little bit down.
Yeah.
And JP Xerxes in that T110E5 dealing not a great deal. But, yeah, well, team efficiency going to be running away with that one. And Skell in that RU251, 1781 damage. Really putting in work with that German Tier 8 light tank.
So it's been a disappointing performance overall here for Coalition Zoo, but a fantastic performance coming out for team efficiency. Our next map, Gogo, is going to be Mines. And, yeah, it's not a bad map coming out here for Coalition Zoo. It is their pick as well.
Yeah,
but,
Mines.
You know, efficiency, they haven't played it that much, but when they have played it, they haven't lost. So...
Right. Well, okay, now, Look, I wouldn't be surprised to see team efficiency just go completely off their momentum and train roll through Mines and you know, just to end out the series. But in saying that, overall, team efficiency, they're not a super Mines focused team from my memory.
Definitely not.
But I think what will carry them through is their study that they've done on Coalition Zoo, because from memory, Coalition Zoo don't really change it up too much on Mines. They do use the boosts on Mines from memory, and team efficiency are going to know that, and they're going to have a strategy to deal with that. And so I think in that case, you know, as long as team efficiency have done their homework again, which they will have, it should be good.
So 1-0 to team efficiency?
1-0 to team efficiency.
I think it depends on what side comes out here, but let's have a look and see what the tank lineups are first before we get underway with our first round of Mines. Drill 15, Coalition Zoo on the defense.
The defense.
So that's okay for Coalition Zoo. It's their favoured side of Mines.
Right.
So, I mean, I can see this going 1-1.
Yeah, potentially.
But again, like you're right, it just depends on how much team efficiency has come into this with the knowledge of how Coalition Zoo plays out Mines.
Yeah, you're right. And I feel as though there's less kind of interesting strategies that the Coalition Zoo can do here on the defensive side than they could on the attack. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Mines here, the hill in the center of the map. That's the one. That is the name of the game. If you get hill control, you have vision over a large portion of the map and can essentially do with it as you please. So let's see what and who goes for it on this one.
Oh, well, team efficiency very quickly heading up to that mine, that hill in the middle, and getting control of it quite easily. No real contest coming out for the Coalition Zoo of that area. Let's see, Joke's going to go for his boost, so you called it right. The boost being utilized here, but oh, look at this. Team efficiency are in a great spot to just completely deny this boost.
Yeah, look at that. Brilliant play there from Team Efficiency. And honestly, if that is not counter-strating, I don't know what is, Jordan.
It seems like everything Team Efficiency does is, you know, just like painted with gold, almost. I mean, apart from their camo, which is orange and brown, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look, to be honest, they didn't even, like, they had their guns pointed in that direction before they had even spotted out Joke.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't actually get a little bit more damage onto Joke there, but I mean, they got the job done. They stopped the boost, which is what they wanted to do. And Safi himself has actually gotten up onto the boost.
Okay, I like that. I like that from Team Efficiency. And if we take a look around the rest of the map, we have got TCZ. They've got their grill and Madhouse out in that K4 area from the looks of things. So just defending it out from the back. Fairly standard defensive positions. Team Efficiency not wanting to push down in towards those kind of 3 tanks on the hill just yet. Maybe once Safi gets up here, they could have enough firepower to go for it.
Potentially. I mean, Safi is still potentially a little bit wary about Joke here. He's looking like he's scouting out the boost there, but shouldn't be too bothered. His teammates will spot out Joke if he's trying to go for that boost again. So, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time here before Team Efficiency really start to get underway, and I think you're right. Once Safi's up on that boost here, Efficiency have got, once again, fantastic positions in this one. For me, 5-0.
5-0?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's wait and see. Coalition Zoo do still have, well, just about all of their HP and all of their tanks on the field, and, well, we have seen Team Efficiency choke before.
Well, it's going to have to be the choke of the century.
You say that, but still, you know, 13 or 12.5 thousand HP on the Coalition Zoos.
Oh, I meant in general to get to like a tiebreaker or something like that.
Exactly. That is true.
Yeah, maybe they'll lose this one, but I don't see them losing the next 4.
Yeah.
Especially when the next map pick will be their own.
So right now, Crazy Beat in this 113. Just kind of jotting around the place here. 7 minutes is the tick. Joke is in an interesting spot. We don't always see tanks kind of headed up here.
He is sort of in a boost, but not really.
Yeah. Sort of, but
like, it is a boost, but it's not the one that he wanted.
Yeah. So,
more
here.
Still just keeping his sights trained on
yeah,
where Joke could potentially be trying to get up that hill.
Worth noting here that more, and I'm assuming some of the other Team Efficiency batch hats are actually taking coffee and a first aid kit as their consumables, rather than some teams they will take just a fire extinguisher instead of the first aid kit and not really worry about any crew injuries. It is, again, a little bit of a personal preference.
I can't stand it when my driver gets knocked out.
Yeah.
That annoys me so much. Well, to be fair, also when my gunner gets knocked out. Anyway.
I can't stand it when I get set on fire and burned to death.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't get set on fire, mate.
Wow.
I'm the best. To be fair, like, I just take a kit, a repair kit, a med kit, and a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the money to spend on the other stuff.
Exactly, but, well, Team Efficiency, they have got every advantage going for them that they can get right now, as we do see the timer ticking down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Moore is all the way over here. Actually, he's rotated towards the coast, which is interesting, scouting it out a little bit, but we'll have to be careful because Pixel and Madhouse are down here. As well as Raymond kind of being right at the back for fire support in that grill. So it could be a little bit dangerous if he pushes down, because he has been spotted. Madhouse will get the first shot over towards him. So potentially Oh, and with Raymond trained on towards him, it's not a bad idea for Moore to be very careful here, potentially retreat.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not. I mean, there's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left here for efficiency to play with. And, I mean, sure, it's not the largest amount of time, but they still have, you know, maybe a minute or so where they can just sort of work the map without really committing to anything, try and get some free damage across to Coalition Zoo. At the moment, we haven't seen Safi be particularly effective up in that boost. He's exerted, I guess, some pressure, but hasn't really turned that into any damage.
Yeah, exactly. So, right now, Coalition Zoo are just going to be pretty happy sitting where they are. They haven't really moved too much in the last couple of minutes. Team efficiency, interesting that they haven't used Safi to push over that hill there. Very, very interesting. I would have liked to have seen that, and maybe Safi, you know, getting some shots down on towards those spotted 113s, or even spotting out Roby-1 Kenobi so that he's able to get some shots down towards them potentially, but that is not going to be the case just yet. JP Xerxes in that bat chat is spotted. Looks like we have got some movement, so actually Skell and Bolognese moving right towards the edge of the hill, potentially looking to go down and towards the Coalition Zoo side.
Yeah, Moore's taken a couple of big shots there, and, well, that's not a great passage of play there for team efficiency. Safi now, he is making his move on that boost. He'll come across above the top of Joke, who he does spot out. Let's have a look and see. Is that going to be going the way of Joke or it's Safi? Well, at the moment it's looking like Safi. I don't think Joke has an easy real shot here onto Safi, who is just continuing to move down that hill as he fires, and Safi picks up a pretty easy kill in the end there. Chippy's going to go down in the 113 to Moore, and this is not looking good for Coalition Zoo. Look at all of that damage that they're taking. Roby-1 Kenobi now the focus. The focus fire here from Team Efficiency is fantastic. Crazy B now starting to take all that damage, and one by one, Team Efficiency are just eliminating these tanks from Coalition Zoo.
Absolutely fantastic play here from Team Efficiency, and well, there's only 3 tanks left on the TCZ side, and one of them's a Grill. He's going to be going down very fast. One of them's an AMX 1390, and there we go. See you later, the Coalition Zoo. You are going down 5-0 to Team Efficiency. Excellently coordinated push right there, and I think, you know, the Grill missed its shot towards Safi when he was pushing down the boost. That was a big factor, and really, the end of it, Team Efficiency, they pushed when they had all the knowledge.
Yep.
They knew that they would win that brawl.
That was dominant performance from Team Efficiency. There is no other way of saying it. That is a better Team Efficiency than I think we've ever seen throughout this season.
100%, 100%. And you can see the research that they put in, and all of the, you know, all of the homework that they've done against Coalition Zoo. Just little small things in these maps that just, you know, might let them get the like one extra shot, and it all adds up in the end. So well played to Team Efficiency, and look, Coalition Zoo, they gave it a good try, but at the end of the day, like, they need to give it more than a good try. They needed to really, you know, pull out some super strats. Yeah,
they definitely needed something to pull them through there, but obviously Team Efficiency just absolutely dominant. I've already said it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Team Efficiency look that good. Coalition Zoo, they managed to get 3 rounds against Team Efficiency on Thursday, but today they've been blown out of the water.
Yep, absolutely, completely blown out of the water. They've been ammo racked, so to speak.
I think that's a better analogy, to be honest. And, well, 5-0 from Team Efficiency up against Coalition Zoo. We both didn't expect that. I thought it was going to go to 5-4. You thought Coalition Zoo was going to be able to pick up a win.
Yeah.
So, Team Efficiency just...
5-0, 5-3, I thought.
Yeah.
So, like, when it goes to 5-0 to Team Efficiency, whew, no idea.
If Team Efficiency continues playing like this, they're going to be a real contender here. Anyway, getting a bit far ahead of ourselves. Let's have a look at the replays for Mines. Boy, oh boy. It was a good play from Safi in the end. And yeah, that grill, if that grill shot maybe had have hit, even then Safi still would have won this battle.
Yeah.
Well, how much is he on? Yeah, he's on 1100, so that wouldn't have been enough from the grill just to take him out.
Yeah.
Needed another shot still.
But overall, you know, right after that, they had spots on everyone, right? Team Efficiency, so they went down there. You know, I think there was a couple of Coalition Zoo guys in around the coast. Those 113s on the center of the map just got completely rushed, and you know, all of Team Efficiency's lineup. You know, it was a 113, a T10, and then I think completely auto loaders.
Yeah.
So they just got overpowered at the end of the day.
They did indeed, not just in mines, on every single map there, but let's have a look at the battle stats for that one. Safi, I think, might have played a part in that.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Pretty big part in that, in fact. 3.5 thousand damage there in that batch at 25T. With, well, Raymond and the Grill actually doing a little bit of work, or quite a bit of work, I should say, with 2.5k. Next on the scoreboard, Party in that TVP. We always see the TVPs doing quite well if they survive, which Party definitely did. And overall, just some good damage numbers across the board. The interesting choice of the T10 on mines. We don't always see it, but I think it worked out. You know, just throwing a T10 in there as well as a Tier 9 bat chat. So, can't complain.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, a bit of a sorry state on the scoreboard there for Coalition Zoos. So, not much else to say about that. It was just complete and utter dominance coming out from Team Efficiency. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do next week because, well, they look like a force to be reckoned with.
They look like a massive force to be reckoned with, I think. And, well, as they take out the win there over Coalition Zoo, I mean, Coalition might need to, like, I'm actually honestly a little bit surprised. We've seen Coalition Zoo in the past, right, in Phase 1, play some really interesting strategies in some of these maps. So I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see them really, you know, play anything too interesting here. Like, yeah, they picked some E100s on Himmelsdorf, but apart from that, it was all stock standard.
We pretty much expect E100.
Exactly.
E100 is stock standard from TCC.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and you know, and they even only picked the 3 E100s on one half of the map. So I picked 2 on the other. So.
Yeah, alrighty. Well, that's a fantastic result in the end there for Team Efficiency. 5-0 over the Coalition Zoo. We've still got one more matchup coming up tonight, and it is going to be our repeat of the epic battle that we saw last night. The Battle Royale, as Alex likes to call it. It is going to be B Gaming and Karen Tiger. Don't go anywhere. That's going to be one that you definitely want to check out after the break.